I really appreciate you joining me today, and I'm glad that you're able to join me for this episode. Some families sadly haven't got their children to come home to tonight, and there has been a shocking increase in youth violence across the UK, and especially around schools and involving young children as well. I've got several stories. A lot of subscribers have been sending me stories, and I really appreciate everybody that does, because sometimes it does take a minute to get through to some of the messages and emails that I get every single day. And send your stories or inquiries to news@scarcitystudios.com. The first story of this episode is about a 16-year-old boy that has been murdered in the Stretford area. This is being investigated by Greater Manchester Police, and it's near the Old Trafford area of Manchester. The 16-year-old has been named as Kennie Carter. So far, the police have arrested 12 people in relation to this murder, but 3 of them have been let go with no further inquiries. The official police statement from Greater Manchester Police says that Kennie died in hospital on Saturday, January the 22nd, after suffering a fatal stab wound to the chest following a stabbing in Stretford. A 13-year-old boy has been arrested in the Hulme area on suspicion of murder, and he's been bailed pending further inquiries. 8 other teenagers aged between 13 and 17 have all been arrested on suspicion of murder and remain on bail with conditions. 3 other teenage boys were arrested but eliminated from the inquiry. Detectives are appealing for more information and wanting to speak to anybody that was on Moss Side Road, Thirlmere Road, between 6 and 7 p.m. on the 22nd of January. The police have said they've spoken to 50 people and gathered 100 hours of CCTV, and they are carrying out dozens of search warrants. And this is the sort of cases that really do stir a lot of attention in the media, and in that case, then it sort of gets a bigger response from the police as well. That's not to say the police don't investigate. When it's a young child and it's in the spotlight of the media, there's a lot of pressure to get a charge very early on. But currently right now, there is no charges being made. A family friend called Becky Carroll said that she grew up alongside the family and they are very close. She said she was absolutely heartbroken. He was a beautiful young man that had his life taken too soon, and he was loved by so many people, and it's devastating to lose his life because of knife crime. She also went on to say that he was no trouble, but there was a group of lads that came down to the estate and they were bullying locals in the area. So of course there's nothing solid in relation to anyone that's been accused of any crimes or any previous altercations, but that is a witness statement that was said to Manchester Evening News yesterday. Greater Manchester Police said that following several stabbings in the Greater Manchester area on 3 consecutive weekends and several other violent incidents, the police have stepped up an operation called SYCAMORE. The aim of the operation is to fight, prevent and reduce knife crime. And the GMP Gold Commander Assistant Chief Constable Wasim Chowdhury said, "Keeping young people safe is our main priority, especially given the recent incidents. That is a reminder that knives and weapons are a danger on the streets." He said that this weekend there will be an increased patrol in the local area, especially in hotspots where there's been a lot of antisocial behaviour and other stabbings as well. So that is a shocking statistic, to be honest. 3 fatal stabbings every single weekend for 3 weeks. And of course, that's going to bring a lot of anxiety to locals in the area. So of course, this is a breaking news story and we have to be very careful so as to not affect any future trials that may come from this story. I send my condolences to the family and friends of Kennie, and if anybody wants to contact me in relation to funeral tributes, please get in touch at news@scarcitystudios.com. And this other story occurred on Friday night, and a 20-year-old male was stabbed to death in Tameside. He has been named as Dylan KEELAN, and he died on Cheetham Hill Road in Dunkinfield at around 9:30 p.m. 4 teenage boys aged 16 and 17 have been arrested on suspicion of murder. Dylan's cousin Zoe Ward told the Manchester Evening News that Dylan was an amazing person and was polite, well-mannered, caring and funny. They went on to say that he was attacked in a shop after a party and he was a lovely lad and he was well known in the area. Heartbroken friends have been paying tribute to him on Facebook as well, and the residents said that there was a lot of activity on the night and a lot of cars were coming down as well. But it's very shocking to see that this young man has lost his life in tragic circumstances. In one of the other teenage deaths as well in Manchester in recent weeks, which is a 17-year-old named as Alan. He was found in Close Park in Salford on January the 30th, and the post-mortem said that he died from a single stab wound and was found at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday in Broughton Park. A 17-year-old has been arrested on suspicion of his murder and has since been bailed pending further inquiries. A GoFundMe has actually been launched for Alan, and I'm going to leave a link in the website and also the description. His family said that he was a loving, caring person, and on Sunday his body was found in a local park and he was killed due to knife crime. So that is 3 people that have been murdered every weekend in Manchester with stabbings for the past 3 weeks in a row. This is definitely the start of a pattern, and also involving a lot of young people. So a big reminder to relatives, families, to really make sure that you're trying to communicate with your children, that you understand what is going on in their lives. So my condolences to the families of the 3 victims covered in this episode, and I'll definitely be back with some updates in the future. Please don't forget to follow me online as well at Scarcity Studios on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok and Facebook, and I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.